What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Big Dick Randy on the scene. How are we all doing? I'm doing mighty fine, mighty lovely. So it's almost my birthday. I turned 19 in 6 days. Yeah, I genuinely didn't think I would make it this far, honestly. Very glad I did. Very glad I did. Cause if I didn't, I wouldn't know you niggas. And you know, that just wouldn't be the vibes. So let's talk business. So I read this one comic. It was like I don't know how to explain it, but so the government technically they got a hold of it's about Spider-Man. It's a Spider-Man comic, and so Captain America is Weapon 1, right? He's the first person to receive the super soldier serum in the comics and yada yada. Majority of superpowers that come in the comics are due to them trying to replicate the super soldier serum and make another Captain America. Spider-Man got his powers because they were trying to replicate it, and so on and so forth. Weapon X is obviously Wolverine, so Spider-Man is known as Weapon 8. And in this comic, he's got fucking 8 eyes. I think he's got a shit ton of eyes, like a metric fuck ton of eyes. Looks creepy as shit. He's just like a psychopath. He's just a killer, my nigga. It's crazy work. So it starts off, he's tracking down Wolverine, and cause I guess he escaped, and he's got like, you know, the Iron Spider arms. He's got those, and they come with like gadgets and shit like that. He uses those to like stab shit and yada yada. And so they also come with venom. And so he catches Wolverine, he tracks him down. Wolverine's like, nah bro, you don't even gotta do this, you're just a weapon. Think, Mark, think! Sorry, some of y'all might get that reference. But he's like, you know, they're just using you, kid. Like you're nothing more than a puppet, than a weapon to them. Don't make me go back, you know, don't make me have to hurt you either. Spider-Man, he gets this nigga, he stabs him. Wolverine's like, your venom isn't gonna do shit. I'll just, you know, it's not gonna do nothing. I have a healing factor that can bring me back from a singular drop of blood. Spider-Man's like, no, this isn't venom. It's napalm. This nigga melts Wolverine's fucking entirety. He just melts the nigga with napalm. He just sets him on fire. It was the craziest shit ever. I'm like, what? No, I did not see that coming. Then they head back. He brings Wolverine back, and so they send him. They get reports that Captain America is somewhere. They send Spider-Man after the nigga, and Spidey. One thing about Spider-Man is he can whoop some ass. That nigga, I cannot think of any superheroes he hasn't humiliated. Spider-Man, he might be a little kid. He might, you know, pull his punches a little bit. But that nigga is so very strong that, like, he has made Captain America his bitch. He's made Iron Man his bitch. He's made Wolverine his bitch. So many superheroes. The nigga has gone toe-to-toe with the Hulk and survived multiple times. The Hulk... Spider-Man is one of the only superheroes the Hulk genuinely respects. Like, no matter how small he is, he'll call him the small bug man, but like, he knows this nigga is strong, and if he wanted to, he got the hands. So he goes, he finds Captain America. Captain America's like, come on, son. 1, you know you can't win this fight. And 2, like, same thing Wolverine said, you're just a weapon, nothing more, nothing less. And Spider-Man, he gets to work in the nigga. Captain America's overpowering him, and he's like beating the shit out of him. And they've only referred to him as 8 or Weapon 8. They didn't give him a name or nothing. And Captain America, he has a name. Obviously, it's Steve Rogers. Was it Steve? No, I think in this comic it was Ben. It was either Ben or Peter. Maybe it was just Steve. I don't remember. But he getting worked, and Captain America, he's working this nigga. And the only reason he's getting worked is because he's talking to the niggas back at the base, and he's like, give me a name. What's my name? Tell me my name. Give me a name. And one of the scientist niggas, like, this is how it starts. You give them a name, they're more humanized, they feel more humanized, and then that ultimately leads to them, defecting. And they're like, come on, you don't do this. Like, you don't need a name. Your name is, Weapon 8. That's your name. And he's like, nope, I'm gonna just let this nigga kill me. And so they're like, oh, we really can't do that. This nigga is a great asset. One that listens to, he's a good guard dog. And so they're like, okay, your name's Peter. And he's like, Peter. I like that name. And then instantly just stabs Captain America in the head. Just like that. Fight over. Just kills the nigga. It was, I wouldn't say anticlimactic because, like, it's fucking Spider-Man. But, like, I was not expecting it to be, like, that quick. I thought it would, like, he would at least put up a little bit of an actual fight. But, like, Spider-Man was just holding back the entire time. So, like, yeah, it doesn't have, like, a happy ending or anything. It's just he goes back to base. They get Steve Rogers or Captain America's body and yada yada. And then it ends off with him just, what did he do? He, like, broke out but didn't break out. He just, like, went to explore, and then he came back, and then it abruptly ends. Yeah, I just went back and reread the entire comic. So the tentacles, like the not tentacles, the spider legs on his back, the iconic Iron Spider ones that he's got, they are, like, genuine, like, there's real flesh under the armor. So, like, those leg thingies he's got on his damn back are, like, real. They're just covered in armor. And he worked at the weapon, what is it even called? The facility that created Captain America, that harvested Wolverine's DNA to make more like him. He used to work with them, and the reason, and I guess they wiped his mind after, the experiments and shit like that. The reason they gave him the name Peter was because the nigga on the other line, they used to be homies. They used to be locked in, bruh. Shit's crazy. It be your own peoples. Also, fun fact, Five Nights at Freddy's is older than legal gay marriage in the USA. Thank you. I'm kind of mad about what they did with the Spider-Verse, because in the comics, Spider-Verse, it's mainly the main, like, antagonist, the main issue is that there is, like, a vampire of sorts, a vampire that only feeds on Spider-Man. His name is Morlun. You can look him up. You can do your research. Morlun, he just travels, to different dimensions, sucking the life out of Spider-Man. Pause. And that's how he lives and shit like that. I really wish they adapted that into, like, if not the MCU, at least the Spider-Verse movies, because the path that they're taking, I've never seen it before. I guess you could kind of argue that, like, oh, Miles, the spider being from a different universe is, similar to the Ultimate Universe. But like, those are two different things. If they wanted to do the Ultimate Universe, then they could have just done the Ultimate Universe. They really didn't have to do all this extra shit. I remember the first time I seen Miles Morales, Spider-Man. It was a book fair, literally the year it dropped. Book fair. I go in there, Scholastic Book Fair, and I this was the first time my mom had actually given me money to go in with, and because we're kind of poor, or we still kind of are, but like we were more poor back then. So I go in, I got like $20 to my name, and I'm looking through obviously the comic section, because what the fuck I'm gonna do with like a Stephen King book? I look like a goddamn nerd to you? No. I'm looking through the Spider-Man, and I see a different looking Spider-Man comic. I forgot what the cover said, but like I'm like this I never seen this before. This must be new. This must be something special. I pull it out of the wall. I flip it over. A black Spider-Man. You niggas have no idea how revolutionary this was, how big this was, and how much like this just changed everything. I immediately went and bought it. Read it. I read that shit maybe like 20 times over. It was amazing. Just beautiful from start to finish. Part of the reason they created him, actually, fun fact, was because Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, made this like fan-made video where he's like a Spider-Man, a black Spider-Man. And it was like a short little video. You could probably find it on YouTube. But like that's what sparked like the inspiration behind Miles Morales. Like a bunch of people were like, "Oh my God, this is really cool. We need a black Spider-Man," and they made it. And I fuck with it heavy, but I don't fuck with what they've been doing with him lately. Cause not only have they been giving this nigga Miles every single superpower imaginable, I'm not even over exaggerating. Like now, he's got his own symbiote he can control. He has the Venom Blast, obviously. There's a lot more. I'm blanking right now, but like a bunch of bullshit that like Spider-Man should not have. It's like with Superman, how they're giving him all these new powers. Like Superman, he can just like unleash blasts of solar energy now, which what the fuck? Since when and why? What does he need that for? To cause innocent deaths? Because, like, in an actual fight, in a city, why the fuck would Superman need to detonate? That doesn't make no sense to me. But I fuck with Miles Morales. I don't fuck with what they've been doing with him lately. Just making him, like, just making him a bit too overpowered to just be a Spider-Man. Like, if they wanted to make a superhero that could just get new powers every other fucking issue, make a new superhero. Don't call him Spider-Man. Give him spider powers. Call him a different name. Or just, like, make him somebody that can just take powers. Not necessarily take, but, like, you know how Rogue, she can touch you, gets your memories and your powers? Kind of like that, but he doesn't take your memories or your powers. He just copies them. Like Yuta from Jujutsu Kaisen, he just copies them. Yeah, that nigga, they're dragging it a bit much now. And y'all heard that they're pushing back the latest Spider-Verse movie. They're pushing it back like another year or some shit. They like literally scrapped everything they have, and they're just redoing it. I don't know why. I really hope that this redo isn't, I don't know. The first two movies, pretty good. Second movie, not as good as the first, but still good. Not a bad movie at all. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but like not as good as the first one. But I'm scared they're gonna fuck up the third one, like real bad. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But like, yeah, they need to tone it down a bit. I think that's gonna be all for today. I hope you niggas have a wonderful day. I hope y'all are staying safe and staying dangerous. Deuces, my niggas and niggerettes.